Here.
Hey.
Do it.
Hey.
Hey. So persistence will get you what you need over time. That was that adversity that we all deal with as entrepreneurs, wasn't it?
Yeah. Indeed.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Right.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Well, listen, y'all, I want to welcome each of you on to ColumbusBlack.com's Support Black Business series, right? So excited to have this amazing group here with us today. And what I want to do is I want to share with everybody who's with us today the reason why we're doing this, right? So a little bit about Columbus Black. We've been around for about 15 years this upcoming May. So really excited. We're a month away, less than a month away from 15 years of being here providing this service for our Columbus and Central Ohio community. And in light of what's going on right now with COVID-19, in what I've heard over the years about people supporting Black businesses and how we need to stick together and help each other out, I thought it was an optimal time to help actually make that a reality. And what I found is that it's not that people don't want to support Black businesses. In a lot of cases, we don't know who's doing what. And that's what this series is all about. It's about putting people out there and making sure that as a community, everybody knows who is doing what. So we will continue to interview different entrepreneurs each week and highlight what it is that they do. And also right now, talk about how we are navigating, how we're pivoting, how we're adjusting to our current situation, because everybody is trying to figure out either how to make it or how to take it to the next level coming out of COVID-19, if not right here, right now. So with that being said, I want to introduce our audience, and I'm not going to go into all their details. I'm going to let them share who they are because they're going to do it much better than me. But I'm amazed by this group that we have today, and I look forward to them telling you a little bit more about themselves and then helping those of you that are thinking about entrepreneurship as well. So why don't we actually start? So we're going to start. So LaTanya, we're going to start with you because on my screen, you're in the top corner. So we're going to let you kick it off. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is that you're doing so people know, and then we'll come back and talk more in detail.
All right. Well, I am honored to be here. Thank you very much, Kevin, for asking me to come in and share my view. I am LaTanya Settles. I am the founder of Forever Free Fitness. And I have been an up and running business for the last 10 years. And a part of my mission is to help people, my focus is women, to take their life back in the terms of fitness. Okay. So I'm honored to be able to touch women's lives and just allow them to dig deeper inside themselves and find their, you know, their beauty again. That right. Confidence again, you know. So yeah. Well,
that's awesome. That's awesome. And happy to have you here with us. And here's the thing, y'all, in light of what's going on right now, and this whole physical piece, right, is so important for us. So I'm excited to have LaTanya on. I know she's been doing a great job consistently to keep us active and engaged. So we look forward to you talking more about what you've been doing in a little bit. So thank you for that intro.
Thank you.
Al, we had you on last week, but we had a few technical difficulties, so I'm ecstatic to have you back on this week. Why don't you tell, for those that don't know Al Edmondson, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Al?
Okay. Well, my name is Al Edmondson, and I'm the owner of a Cut Above the Rest barbershop. I also run a nonprofit called Making a Difference, and just started a communications company called Roar Communications to help get the word out in the street and put your business in the street. And so I've been in business for over 30 years. I've been serving the community for over 25 years. I enjoy doing the things I do to help others. And, you know, I'm just glad to be on here and glad that we had those technical difficulties last week. And, you know, I'm just happy just to see that you, brother, is doing something positive, and you inspire other folks like me to continue to do what I'm doing by having these type of forums to discuss these type of things with Black folks. A lot of times there's other folks that's in the room, but we can be honest with ourselves. You know, it's like having Black TV. You know, we want to encourage people that look like us and sound like us and work like us and grind like us to do things good and great, especially our young people, man. That's where we got to start planting seeds now, because we have to teach them how to be able to handle if this thing's happen again once we get older. So, but man, I'm just glad to just be able to be on here right now.
Outstanding, outstanding. I love it. I love it. Good stuff. So welcome to the call again. And then, so let's move on from there and let's move on to Sharon. So Sharon Gordon is on the line with us today. And Sharon, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you have going on, because you've been in these streets for a long time making it happen right alongside myself. So excited to have you on to talk about UTSTV and all your other good stuff.
Thank you so much, Kevin. You know, you are my brother from another mother. And I've been a supporter of Columbus Black since day one. So it's exciting to be here. And again, I miss you here in the studio and everyone else. It's just, this is just that time. But I am the CEO and founder of Urban Trendsetters Media. And we've been doing Urban Trendsetters here in Columbus for 17 years. Let us put your business in the street has been our motto since day one, and we've been trying to continue to do that. And I've had the pleasure of working with everyone on here. So, you know, love you all to life. And we are now, we're launching the television network. Sunday is official launch of the online stream. We had to switch up, so we'll talk about that later as to why we had to do that. And I'm just excited to be on. Thank you.
All right. All right. Well, welcome again. And I'm excited for that launch as well. So, and we'll go ahead and let's wrap this thing on up with Gayle Saunders. So Gayle, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you have going on, and we'll go from there.
Well, first, I too want to thank you, Kevin, for bringing us all together, but most importantly, for the work that you do to really bring Black business together and give shout outs to Black businesses, not only on your network, but in your emails and your text program. And so we really do appreciate you and all that you do. And I have to give a shout out to everyone else on the show with us today, because I've learned from each of them in terms of their work ethic, what they've done in the community. And so thank you for having me on and being in the presence of these other great leaders from our community, and including you. So I do PR. I have a public relations firm. I've been doing public relations for over 30 years. 6 years ago, I launched my business. And so really do things that you think of: media relations, crisis communications, media buying, all those things that you think about from a media perspective. That's what I do, and that's what our company does. And we collaborate with people from you, Kevin, and others in Columbus to really bring strong communications, public relations products to the marketplace. And so that's what we do, and we're just glad to be part of what each of you are doing today.
Outstanding, outstanding. So saying that, so Gayle, while you wrapped up that part of it, and welcome to this forum as well. Excited to have you here, especially with the stuff we work on together. But we'll start with you actually, and then I'll open it up to everybody to discuss COVID-19, right? So it's been about a month now, and it hit us hard, it hit us fast, and a lot of us have been adjusting. So you as an entrepreneur with your business, what impact has this had for you, whether good, bad, just more work, less work? What has it done, and how have you had to adjust, especially in this virtual environment that we're in right now?
Well, you know, it's interesting. I was talking to others today about this and the business and the impacts. And so the word that I used was, it's been very challenging, and it's challenging in a couple of ways. So we still have, we're still blessed with the opportunity to continue to do great work. And so while we are doing that work, a lot of our other business has slowed down quite a bit. Yeah. And so I say it's been challenging because we've had to find ways to pivot in the work that we're currently doing. A lot of the work that we do involves ground game and grassroots engagement. And so you can't get out to the public that way during this stay-at-home order and during this time. So we really have had to rethink strategies and what can we do to reach people in different ways. And so pulling together and brainstorming with the team to really think about how can we do that more effectively, that's been a challenge. But what it's also allowed us to do is to think differently. And so some of the things that we're thinking about doing and the strategies that we've used, the strategies that we will use beyond COVID-19. Yeah. And so it's really been an opportunity for us to think differently and be innovative in our approaches. It's also been an opportunity for us to collaborate even more effectively with one another, because I don't have all the great ideas, you don't have all the great ideas, but when we come together, we come up with ideas that really can get us to our next, that next step. And so, yes, we've been challenged. Yes, we're not getting the same level of work that we typically get. Yeah. But the work that we have and the work that we're continuing, we've been able to pivot and been able to develop some really strong strategies in this new environment that we're living in.
Yeah. So interesting that you said that. Before we move on to everybody else on this one is, you know, I had a conversation with another entrepreneur and I said, things are never going to be the same, right?
Right.
Because our brain has now been expanded just because of this challenge in itself, the way we are thinking. You said think differently, and we are definitely having to do that. And we're, you know, going into new territory here, and things will definitely be different just because we have more knowledge and more experience in different areas now, and we'll leverage that in a different way. So, but it'd be interesting to see how it all comes together.
That's right.
Yeah, good stuff. So how about you, Sharon? Sharon, how have you had to pivot or adjust, or what impact has this had? Especially, I know you had the launch coming and things have been a little kind of shaky, but what adjustments have you had to make?
Well, yeah, I like Gayle, you know, we have to shift, and it was initially I was a little devastated because you know, this tour, you know, the tour was 5 cities, and you know, and unfortunately, one of the states, Louisiana, has been the hardest hit, and so you know, the devastation part was, oh my God, we need to be in the community. We need to be talking to the people, you know, because, you know, the reason for Urban Trendsetters television is because we don't have media owned by us that speaks to us, about us, for us. Okay? It's all about us. And so, and you know, and when you tell us that we're the ones that are dying the most, and we're the ones that are this, and we're the ones that are that, but people like us aren't telling us that. You know, our doctors, we want to talk to our people. And so I was really devastated that we weren't going to be in, or be able to launch and go to the tour like we wanted to. But God.
Yeah, but God.
But God, yes.
We can do national now. You know, we have to just pivot, as you and Gayle said, and shift. And, you know, everyone is at home watching TV, which is my other thing, like, God, everybody's watching TV. I'm not going to be up, you know, having my little crybaby fit. And then the second part of the phase was always to do the live launch. It was always to do Roku. It was always to do Amazon Fire Stick. In my plan was, well, let's do the tour. I'm doing the safe route, right? We'll do the tour. We'll go and speak to all the people, and we'll launch on the broadcast channels. And then once we have all our new friends, we'll go national. And God said, no, we need national now. And so that was the pivot, and that was the shift. Now, is there a little scrambling? Yes.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Scramble's okay. The other thing that it did, though, but God, was leverage the playing field, because everyone's Zooming and interviewing now. Now we don't look like just, you know, we're just trying to figure it out. We can Zoom and interview like everyone else. We can cut and edit and get it up, so we can get the commercials up. We can get the interviews with you guys. We can take these types of interviews and edit them and air them. So it, you know, what once was or felt like a bad thing on that end of it ended up blessing us at the end in terms of how we're able to get out and reach our people. And so I'm saddened, of course, by this. This is not the kind of news I wanted to talk about.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we got to talk about it. And
so thank you for sharing that, right? So this is a big part of why we're even doing this, right? This is the reality, because we're being impacted, right? And one of the things I want to do is make sure people know about us so we can get the support we need, especially now, because this could be the difference between somebody still being around in 3 months, 6 months, or a year and not. And we know we can't afford for our businesses to go out of business. So being honest, being transparent, and also sharing how you've had to make adjustments is the real deal. So thank you for sharing that transparently. Okay?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You know, I had on last week, I had a couple of entrepreneurs, and guess what? Their business is taking off, but that's not the case for everybody. Everybody's not in that situation. So, you know, thank you once again for that.
And like you said, Kevin, a lot of businesses, I mean, we're already having difficult times.
Yeah, that's
so this is just going to compound it. I'm a former hairstylist. I feel really sad now for my friends that do hair. because that's something they can't do virtually.
Right.
You know, it's just a sad situation. And the other real truth is, people have been able to, other business owners and companies have been able to figure out how to continue without some employees. And so some things aren't going to, when businesses open up, they're not going to see the need
right.
for some of the employees that they have, because they've had to figure out a new way, and they may not go back to the old. So there's a lot of stuff that's still, you know, going to happen. We are just, I think, at the beginning of the confusion from all of this.
Yeah, I would agree. That's the part of things will never ever be the same, because there's so many learnings in so many different ways right now. So, but thank you for that segue for a couple of reasons. One, and then I'll share it personally for me, but I want to go to Al first, because you talked about, you know, your former role as a hairstylist. And so that's a great segue into Al and your situation and how you pivoted and what you're doing as well to help other people. So I'm gonna turn it over to you, Al.
Well, go back to what you were talking about, Sharon, is that, yeah, I mean, even big businesses going to figure out how to keep people at home now. And so all those buildings that we have downtown that normally have thousands and thousands of people running around, y'all can just stay home and do the work, because they're learning how to do it now and get it done. And so, but for me, of course, as you know, being in the business as a barber, and I talked to several of my people who are beauticians, nail techs, massage therapists, and skincare professionals. They're struggling. Yeah, they're really struggling because for us, it was you know, we have a routine daily of what we do. You know, we're gonna get up, go to work, talk. You know, we got appointments already set, and all this stuff has just changed. Unless you got a side hustle on the side doing something else, whether you're selling jewelry or cooking meals or whatever it is. And so for some people, they didn't have that. And so in my conversations that I've had since then is I began to, you know, it really bothered me because, you know, I'm just blessed to own most of my stuff because I've been in business for over 30 years. And when I start calling these people and asking them, what's your biggest needs, man, they start breaking down. They were crying. And, you know, all I can do is give them words of comfort that God will provide. And there's no doubt about that, but you got to trust and believe it. And, but people were crying about it, and brothers didn't know what to do. And so I just told them, you know, just keep your faith. It's all going to work out. And then, you know, God just kept, you know, after the conversation, I said, well, they may be looking for me to do something. So I decided through my nonprofit to do the Odyssey Project. And I was reading something and it would just say Odyssey. And I said, Odyssey. I said, that's a journey. Okay, let's name it the Odyssey Project. And so by creating that, doing a GoFundMe page and things like that. And then I had a friend of mine who works for United Way help me craft a letter. I wrote like a sample letter, and he helped me really craft a really good letter and a good message to be able to help folks. And Channel 4 caught it last night at 11. They played it again today at 12. It's on social media. And so, you know, my thing is, it ain't even about me. It's about helping those that really need it. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay because I'm like you. I've done radio. I've done this, festivals and so forth. And it's definitely unfamiliar space for me because I'm so used to having a routine, getting up. I leave at 7, come home at 7. Now I get up at 8. Don't go nowhere. Take me a sandwich.
Right.
Take the dog out. Get on the treadmill. It changed my whole thing up. Watch Tanya do her exercise and try to keep up. You know, and it lets me know what retirement's gonna look like one day for me. And that's the reality. But one of the best things that I think I've done, and a lot of people don't know this, I started going back to school, man. Last year.
Yeah.
Because I want to because I run 2 nonprofits. I've been going to Columbus State taking this nonprofit management piece. I'll be done next year. And so I want to teach people how to have their own nonprofits and how to raise money.
So many people.
That's awesome.
And so for me, I'm already been planning this, you know, like I said, I got 30 years in the game. I said, well, how many years I want to do this? I just want to break my schedule down to maybe even being in my business, you know, 3 days a week anyway. And so, you know, I started reinventing myself years ago, and I've done so many things to help folks. So this, you know, this is just a gift that I'm blessed to be able to have good relationships with the media to help me get my message out. I'm just really looking forward, man, to May 1st when we get to get the money out, man. I'm telling you, bruh, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting. I get a high, man. You know, when we, when you do things like that to really bless folks and really make impact. And I think that's the things that sometimes we miss out on. The impact that it carries, even just a small, even if it's not that much, it still helps.
Right.
And right now, since I started it last week, we're probably about up to about $600. My goal is anywhere between 3 and 5. I want to be able to give people, help them out with their prescription drugs, their rent, and their utilities. And so, but it's been hard for a lot of people. I'm still finding out ways to communicate with folks to make sure they get the word out, have their customers donate. And it's just not just, and see, I'm really blessed, man. When they did the story, I know also white people who are white that are in the profession too, because I don't mind working with them and encourage, they got the same issues we got right now. We family. It don't matter what color you're in this right now.
No, it's not discriminating.
Yeah, but don't discriminate. COVID-19 got everybody on the loop. And so right now, being able to work even across the aisle and talking with these stylists and stuff that I've known for years through an association, and they're like, man, they never thought about it. And I said, well, check this out. Let's do this together, and we can make big impact for everybody. And we're family at the end of the day.
Right.
We're family. And so I'm looking forward to, like I said, May 1st, man. I'm just glad this is a great opportunity to still get the word out to more people to make donations. I mean, they're trickling in. I'm just really.
Do me a favor. Tell us more about the GoFundMe, right? So where can people go to support, to make contributions, to help out, to support these employees?
Well, you can go to GoFundMe and just type in "Making a Difference Inc." That's my nonprofit. I had it for 12 years now. Or you can just go to the Facebook page. The Facebook page, there's a platform on Al Edmondson, my name, and you can go hit that and you can see it. And then also I'll send you the link. Yeah. Because we'll talk offline about this, but I want to make sure that it gets out to different networks to be able, like I said, I want to be able to raise as much money as we can. Hopefully this will be over by May, but if not, I plan on giving cash out or checks out May 1st. And we'll do that. And then if we're still in the storm, and there's no sunshine coming, we're gonna do it again for the next month. So we're just gonna continue to continue to push this initiative. There are a lot of people doing different things too, man. So I just don't want to knock what they're doing, but I'm just focusing on people right here in Central Ohio because I know these people. They're family to me, and it's just, like I said, it's just a blessing to be able to have the spirit to do it, because it takes a lot. It really takes a lot. People don't understand what goes behind this stuff, making all these phone calls and connecting with folks and so forth. I'm just thank God that I got people like yourself and everybody in this circle right here that knows me, know that, people can be crooked in times like this, because people will call and say, man, is this you for real doing this? Because people can take advantage of folks, especially on GoFundMe when you see stuff that people have done in the past. Right. But you know me, the community knows me, the city knows me, and everybody knows that I'm a man of integrity and honesty. So I'm just blessed that people are giving, man.
Yeah. Same here. Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you this. We appreciate what you're doing, and I would agree. It takes a lot, and you're exhausting not just your physicals behind this, but there's a lot of mental, there's a lot of spiritual, all tied to this, right? We appreciate what you're doing, because it definitely can be a drain, but you're doing God's work,
Yeah, man. I'm glad he's using me, bro.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
I'm just glad he used me, man. So.
Indeed.
So I think that was another great segue, right? Going into LaTanya, right? Because you have been working to help us with that balance, right? To keep the physical, which ties to the mental, and then obviously that spiritual piece as well, which is completely a part of what you provide. So we're going to turn it over to you. How have you had to adjust? What are you doing to make a difference, have an impact, and get through the situation yourself as well?
Well, I am blessed to say that, Forever Free Fitness is my passion, but it's probably where I give 90% of my time. But I'm blessed to be a mortgage loan officer under Revolution Mortgage. And so I do have an income, and I'm still closing loans, and just found out that I was an essential worker. So
Congrats on
I
that.
have that on.
Yes.
I have that on the side. I also have a husband that he we just actually he just received a job offer at the VA.
Congrats.
So even in a time of despair, God is continuously just working in my life. But my business, as far as fitness, it has affected it almost 80%. Because a lot of what I do is more hands-on. I'm talking to people, I'm interacting with them, I'm just in their presence. And that's a lot of my personality. I'm a more hands-on, type of individual. So it made me actually had to get innovative and creative. It made me step out my own box, because in everything that I do, I tell us to stay activated, to keep moving forward and don't stop. But sometimes we procrastinate. And so with all of this happening, it made me have to step up and step out and get in front of people without worrying about, am I going to get paid? Because at the end of it all, it was like, what I'm seeing is that people they have high anxiety, they're stressed out, they're frustrated, they're used to moving, and they're not. And so the lack thereof is causing frustration. So I said, when I thought about this, because I see everybody, doing the Zooms and charging, all these fees, I said, how can I give back and make sure that people stay active? So I decided on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I was going to come out and give you my all, and get out there and work out and at 6 o'clock in the morning. And, I'm up anyway, but now it's like I have to be purposeful. I have to show up and give you my energy so that, you can receive that and go on about your day. So it's actually made me step out of my comfort level. And I'm talking to people, because I do believe that in everything that we're all doing, it is a connection, but the balance is staying connected mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. So if I can lift you up by giving you a word of wisdom, or just exercising and smiling and saying, you can do it, hey, it's impacting the world, in my world. And it's amazing to me, because, I've been doing this for a while, and I've been, not begging people, but, advertising my business, and it's been hard to get people to come out. But now I'm getting 800 views, and I'm like, whoa, okay, God, I see you working, and however it is, and it made me get out of, I'm not a shallow person, but, sometimes we worry about how we enunciate or how we look, and it's made me say, none of that matters, because we all looking the same, right about now.
True, so true. We all trying to work it out. True, we want to have our hair on, our nails, and it's like, now what? You can't get to a nail tech, you can't get to your hairdresser, you can't get your eye, so he's making it where, you're going to have to accept me, and I'm going to have to be okay with who I am, and you accepted me, period. So it also made me have to, I've always been an entrepreneur all of my life. I have my insurance license, so, I can turn to that. But then I became a part of a business that kind of is like a partnership with my fitness, where now it's more health. Interior health. How can I make you feel better? How can we push through and clean out our, our body and still, be productive? So when I say that I am just excited about just sharing whatever it is that I can do to help you stay active, drink your water. Al, I love it. Because you don't realize, like, people are not taking breaks. And I do believe that this is a time for us to recover. This is a time for us to reassess and say, what's important? All the time that you didn't have, you got it now, baby. So drink that water, feed yourself, take some time to do some exercise,
just, you know, love you a little bit more. So
absolutely. Well said. Well said. Well said. And you actually went into the next phase, which was like, you know, helping people understand what services you provide and how you can actually help them. And I want everybody else to get a chance to do that. But, you know, this is so important. And I would agree, like the times that we don't normally have to do those things, we have it now, but we have got to make it a priority, right?
yes.
And as I think about what's going on with us as a community, especially from a health perspective and the disproportionate number that's being impacted with this virus, our health is so critically important. If we didn't believe it before, we've got to believe it now. We have to.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
These rates are alarming. So, you know, you gave, so Al gave you a plug because he told you he was running on a treadmill to try to hang with you.
I heard that, right?
And you mentioned him in the water, so that was cool. I heard Gayle down there saying, oh yeah, right? So Gayle, talk to us a little bit more about, like right now. So if somebody wanted to leverage your services, right? Who's the person that needs your help right now?
So I'll start with Al. He gave an example. Although he's a great communicator and he has great relationships, sometimes you're doing so many other things for you don't have time to get the word out the way you want to. So new business, if you're a new business, if your business is struggling right now and you need some crisis communication support, call me. So small business, big business, this is what I do. I tell your story in a way that helps people get a better understanding of what you do, of who you are, of what your brand is about. And so the other thing I do, if you need to get the word out and you have some capacity to do that through radio or TV, through Sharon's organization or other means, I can help you build a strategy around the best approach to do that, especially now since we are at home and we're watching TV more and we're watching all these streaming channels more. And so thinking about how can I get my word out in a different way. So I'm the person who can help you strategize and make the buy to make that happen. Writing. And so oftentimes we know what we want to say, but we have a difficult time in getting it to paper or getting it out. So how do I do that? And what do I do? And so how do I make sure that if I write for Twitter, it's not the same way as writing for Facebook. It's not the same way of posting on Instagram. There are different strategies that you employ for all of those things. I can help you think through those, but also I can help you create the content to help make that work for you. And then just developing an overarching marketing plan and strategy. That's what we do. We help you do that and we help you execute that. I want to go back to crisis communications because I see a lot of that, a lot of things that are happening with the exception of our great governor and Amy. They are just rocking it on all of their communications.
Yeah.
But when you look nationally, they really are. It's a case study. It really is. And I just love watching them because they just have made this work. And when you think about what they're doing, saving lives and how they're doing it, it really is a case study in PR and operationalizing business practice. But when you think about some of the communications that are happening nationally, it is messy. And so when you are a business and you're in a situation that it's a crisis situation, you want to make sure that you're communicating properly, effectively, and right out of the gate. And so we are a company that can help you do that as well. Think through the strategies, think through what you need to do, how you need to say it, but also make sure that you are keeping what's important in mind. And it's always the people. It's always the people that are impacted by this. Money comes later. You can focus on that later. You've got to focus on the people. And so we can help you think through that. I want to say one other thing that everyone kind of talked about in terms of how you pivot. I heard Sharon say, I heard Al say, I heard LaTanya say, and you said it. We've all had to reinvent ourselves over the course of many years. And even right now, we're having to reinvent ourselves. Right. And so one of the things that we also can help you do is to rethink how you can pivot and what you need to pivot to, as part of your business at this moment in time. And so my dad used to say this all the time, and it just stays with me, and that is, you know, as African Americans, as Black people, we have come through tough times since we've been in America. Yeah. And we have not only survived, we have thrived. Right. Yes. And so as we get through this, and we will, we're going to come out better. We just have to get through it. And so supporting one another, connecting with one another, and finding ways to lift each other up is critical right now, even more so than ever. So I just think that connecting with one another is another way that we can continue to find ways to get through this together.
Outstanding. So no, we're really well done, Gayle. I think a couple of things. First of all, awesome shout out to the state of Ohio leadership. Mm-hmm. Right? I think we all have been proud about that, and the fact that they've taken an aggressive stance to save lives, period. Mm-hmm. Right?
Period, yeah.
But then in regards to you just made it so clear, like, why so many people will need your services right now, right? Like, we are all making that adjustment and trying to figure out who we are, and then branding is so important. So what messaging do you want to convey now and then later as well? So definitely a need for your services there.
Thanks, Kev.
Absolutely, good stuff. So let's go to Sharon. Sharon, what who needs you and why do they need you?
Everybody. No.
Everybody. Say it, girl.
True.
Well, I was just thinking, you know, because even with Gayle, because people think that as media professionals, you know, we need media professionals like a Gayle too. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I would prefer you go to a Gayle first.
Yeah.
Before you get to me.
Right.
Because she's going to make sure the message is ready and everything is ready to go. You know, get on TV or to be in the newspaper or, you know, the digital pieces that we all have. We rely on people like that. And even for myself, I am the worst at tooting my own. I prefer someone else. It's just hard, right? It's hard for you to talk about yourself if you're humble. So needing a Gayle helps that. So I think that we have such a great circle, period, here. I think that for me, now we need viewers. Okay, we need people to go and look at the network, and because it's live, you do have to register. But we're not selling anything, or you don't have to buy a membership. You don't have to buy anything to download. The idea for the network was to always be a free network. Just as Urban Trendsetters News Magazine was, we are taken care of through our advertisers and our sponsors. I want you to be able to go on the television station and get what you need, right? I think, so that's one, we need people to go watch. Secondly, we need advertisers. And I've done all I know to make it as reasonable and affordable for small businesses, especially to advertise with us as well. And so I'm running crazy specials to the tune of $250 a spot, you know, to get you up. And if you don't have a commercial, because that's a lot of the problem now, you know, how can I even get a commercial produced? So we have a product called Best Bam Videos, where you can literally go, it'll put your whole logo on front. You can talk about your business. It'll close it out, 30 seconds, send it to me, I can air it. So I'm trying to figure out these ways, you know. Yeah. I'm looking for people that have a good story to tell. We have several programs. Your program is one, Columbus Black. We have the CEO show, which is careers, entrepreneurs, and opportunities. So every morning, shortly after LaTanya's exercise and workout, you'll be able to go on and see who's hiring, what business opportunities are out there. So it's kind of like a job fair on TV, you know, in the mornings, because if you don't have anything to do, which we don't, there are still people that are hiring. Yes, there are people that are looking for opportunities. There are franchisees looking for people to buy franchises. There are direct sale people looking for people to get on board, because people need to find a plan B. I think a lot of us have always been talking about, you know, what's your you have your job, you know, and then what is your hustle, or what is your small business, or what is that thing? We as African Americans have gotten so far from ownership of your own business. And so we want to help you if you have a small business, if it's an online, if it's not a you know, brick and mortar necessarily, if it's not necessarily a local type of a business, if it's something that people can go online and find you and purchase from you, those are the commercials that we're looking for. If you already have a commercial, I can get it up now. If you don't have one, let's create one, because we can do that virtually as well. Send us some pictures, we can do an audio, and boom, you know, you can have a commercial. So I want to help as many of us get the information out. Again, too, PSAs, it's not all about the money. Yes, we need money to stay open, because they have not said I don't have to pay the rent at the studio. You know, they have not said you can license our product and content. So I still have that to pay. However, we have to serve our people right now. This is a whole different situation. So if you have a community event, if you have a PSA, if there's something that we can get out, Gayle, you've got the census going, there's things, we still have business to take care of. We still need to get the censuses done. We still need to go vote here in Ohio.
That's
right.
So
those conversations we still need to have. If you have a show idea, let's talk about it. I want to help you get on air. If it fits our culture, which is urban, positive information and news for Black folks. It's real simple. And those that love us.
That's right.
We got some good folk that love us too.
Oh, yeah.
So you can participate as well. But you know, it hasn't changed. We don't do any mess. We don't do no drama. Okay. So we are wanting to empower our people. So people have asked me, well, what's the difference between Urban Trendsetters and, you know, BET or whatever? Well, first of all, we're Black owned. We're not Black faced. Okay. Okay. It's 100% Black owned and operated, female owned. If that matters to you, we can check that off as well. Secondly, or third, we're woke, we're conscious Black media too. You know, my thing is, if those of you guys know me, I haven't had a lot of money. I didn't get any loans and grants and all of that. This has just been through people like you supporting this publication, this business. So we're gonna say and do what we need to do. I'm not afraid about sponsors leaving. You haven't been here anyway. We're gonna keep it moving. Right? We got to get the word out. We got to say what we need to say. We will be respectful, but we are conscious. And we are woke. And I'm excited to open the door for other people that have television shows and content. You know, our news program.
So if somebody has content, they could get in contact with you to get their content out there?
Absolutely. If you have a show, you have that popping YouTube show, and you want to be on TV, let's talk about it. We have several ways that we can help you monetize your show, because I think that's a lot of the other things. We want to teach you how to do media too. I don't want you to just sign up and pay your little $150 for your 30 seconds. I want to show you how, or not 30 seconds, I'm sorry, 30-minute programming. I want to show you how to monetize it. What does your media kit need to look like? What type of advertisers do you need to be talking to get the money to pay for your show? How do you insert the commercials in to get your dollars? It's about monetizing your talent. If you know how to do something, this is the time to learn how to teach it. This is the time to get paid for what you know. And there are so many ways that you can do that now, and I will help you do that. I said I was going to do some free online Facebook Lives. Ask me, you know, how to do it. Because here's the other part. What we know now is tomorrow is not promised. And what I know, I can't take it with me. So if I can share it and help you do better with what you do, I'm here to do that, period.
All right.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
That was the stamp of approval right there.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And
I've asked all of y'all about your show, so don't even get on here later talking about what each and every one of you.
Exactly. Well, listen, that's a great segue too. So before we go to Al, one of the things is that for those who end up watching this on Facebook, right? So a digital footprint is being created of this particular setting right now, right? But this is an opportunity for any of you to jump into the thread and also share your business and what it is that you do. That's step one. That's free advertising for you because you get to be tied to this particular video right now, okay? Yeah. Then you have the ability, so what we're doing is we're giving you outlets of how to pull your information together, your brand together, your marketing strategy, all the resources right here, right? And then how to promote it. So whether it's through UTSTV or if it's through ColumbusBlack.com, any of our channels, this is how you continue to get your word out, right? And we have a special that I'll talk about before we wrap up, but you have no excuses, zero, right? All the resources you need right here. And you get to stay in shape at the same time.
That's right.
Eventually go get it. All right, here we go. So let's move on to you, Al.
All right. What's the question?
So the question on this one is, who needs your services? Now, you've made some adjustments for now, but people should know about now, and they should know about what's normal for you, right? Like, how do people utilize your services, and who needs to be reaching out to you? Because there's so many things that they can get from you, whether you're cutting or not cutting.
Right.
So share.
And so, of course, like you said, I'm not able to do hair right now, so that's shut down. But right now, I'm working with a guy called Pure Clean, and they do disaster relief. And so, actually, I just got a text from him. I'm gonna have to go up to the Worthington Fire Department right after this and sanitize their vehicles and stuff, because they something happened, and I got to go up there and help another guy out because somebody didn't make it. But nah, man, I think right now, man, it's just being able just to sit down and talk to some people, either through Zoom or something like that. Me, I like talking, and I miss talking to people and interaction. I was talking on a radio show just a couple of days ago, and I said I just miss dapping people up, getting that hug when you come in the barbershop. And one of the things that's most important, the barbershops and beauty shops is where we go to organize, man. And that's the thing right now, because I was planning to get out the vote piece in the neighborhood, and this whole big, get these people to the polls and all that kind of stuff. That's gone right now. Now they have to do the absentee ballot. Yeah. And so I missed that. And so, we're still finding ways to organize. And then another thing is that, our churches, man, there's another place where we got together and organized, man. So, this new virtual church is great. However, you still miss some contents of the church.
Not like the hugs.
Yeah. I like the meet and greet.
Yeah. The best part.
Yeah. But I think right now, man, I'm just really excited about this Odyssey project, man, and the impact that it's going to make for the community. Barbers, beauticians, nail techs, stylists, everybody. And so I just want to continue to just, I mentor a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people, and it's kind of hard right now because I'm normally talking to some young folks, walking by the shop, just, sharing some insight on what they need to be doing. And then also I was going to Champion Middle School for the Vogue program, working with young men in the neighborhood, with me and Dr. Carter Womack, man. So that's, right now these kids don't have that, so you don't know where they're going to be in the next few weeks as far as what's going on, and so I'm just continue to find ways probably to use Zoom to do some work and continue just to do the things I need to do to get done.
Okay. Outstanding. Yeah, doing some good stuff, especially with Carter. Ironically, he called me this morning. We talked for a little bit. So,
hey, one thing I want to do, Kev, is I don't know, can you see this?
Yeah, Conversations in Black.
You have this book?
I do have that book.
Hey, we need to do something, brother.
Absolutely.
That's why I put it here, because I think this is Kev right here. And I've been reading it every day. After I do my devotions, I've been reading some good stuff. So I ain't trying to advertise for nobody, but Kev,
that's fine.
Got to do something.
All right.
Yep.
That sounds good. So we'll circle back on that for sure.
I just want to know. Look.
That's cool. So there you have it, right? So that's what we do right here, right? This is what this is all about, is making sure that we expose Black business owners that are out here providing these different services. and for us as a community to understand what we all do so we can support each other to continue to be extremely successful, okay? So I wanna thank each of you for being on today. There's a couple of things as we get ready to wrap up is, once again, anybody that sees this on Facebook, when you see this online, I want you to make sure you jump into the thread, you share your comments, but also you tag yourself, put your business in there, or tag a business owner that should know this. And you should be sharing this with friends or family members. And anytime you hear somebody say, we need to support each other, I want you to make sure you share this thread with them, okay? They need to know about it. You need to tell them about it. Now, what we've done to keep this going for business owners and for our community is on ColumbusBlack.com, we send out a weekly Support Black Business Blast now, okay? So every week, companies have the ability to be on that. They can promote on there. It normally costs $150. It's $50 a month, right? Normally $150 for each blast. So it would normally be $600. It's only $50. Why? Because going back to earlier, it's not about the money right now. I want to get the information out so we can support and help each other. There should be no excuses as to why we don't support each other. So that's one way for business owners to get pushed out there every single week going forward. If you have a question, email us at info@columbusblack.com. If you are an entrepreneur or a business owner, you want to be on this show, email us at info@columbusblack.com. We want to get your information out there. This is free. There's no excuses. It's free. It's a free setting, okay? And that visibility will happen naturally. So I'll say that, and what I want to do is I want to open up to everybody else that's on before we wrap up. Anything that was not conveyed today that you want to share, anything that's kind of pressing or hot for you right now, which you would be remiss if you didn't get to share it. And we can go around the horn. We'll start off with LaTanya. Is there anything that we missed today that's really important that people should hear or know before we wrap up?
Basically, you know, just continue to stay activated, stay purposeful. You know, this is a time where, you know, we got to really consider our health, and our health is our wealth. So that means that sometimes we may have to really look at what is going to be better for me now. You know, like, you know, I'm a part of, and I'm going to go ahead and put that out there, TLC. And, you know, we're helping people take their life back, you know, cleaning out their liver, their colon, helping with anxiety, alopecia. You know, the CBD is a big business. So, you know, I'm really back talking to people, engaging with people daily. And I get excited because now I'm not just like, okay, I don't have anything to do. Now I'm gonna call somebody up who's hitting like on my page and say, how can I help you? So if you need, people just need to really remember that taking your health serious means taking time out for you, you know, eating. We're not too busy not to eating at least a minimum of 1,200 calories, getting our water in. I mean, you know, we don't realize how we have been treating ourselves. So if I can reiterate anything, let's take a little bit more time while we're in this time to love on us just a little bit more, just a little bit more.
Nice. Well said. Well said. Much appreciated. Going back to you, Al, anything that we may have missed?
Yeah, man. Hey, we got to get out and do those absentee. We got to get to the polls. You have to get those absentee ballots from Kroger's, wherever you got to get them from. Some of them are mailed out to people. Make sure you get out to vote. That's very important. This year is a very important year for elections. And so I just want to encourage people, especially, we got to get these young folks on board, man. Whatever we got to do, we got to do it. But we need these absentee votes or ballots to be vote. I need people to get out and vote and turn them in, walk them in, whatever you need to do, drop them off in the mailbox that they have sitting outside. You know, make sure you vote. And I got 2 young boys, and I made sure that talk to them about the importance of voting and making sure they fill out their ballot so they can turn absentee. They never went to the polls, but we're doing absentee together tonight. So absentee, send it in. Get
that vote in. Got to vote, y'all. Listen, right. A lot of people died for us to be able to vote.
Yeah.
So we got to keep it. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, and then real quick, so I know y'all have seen the book that he just showed, right? So Conversations in Black. We will follow up on this and have some great dialogue and discussions as a community about it. Ed Gordon is the author of this book. I actually had a chance to interview him here in Columbus when he came in for a book release, and really excited about this. There's some good stuff, all right?
Yep.
Very good. I see LaTanya got it up there too. So yeah, we're gonna have some good convo on that one. So moving on then. So yeah, go ahead.
One quick thing. You know, during this time, my daughter Ariana started her own graphic design T-shirt business.
Okay.
So
Wow.
And let me tell you, one day I woke up and everybody was still asleep. It was 10. I mean, I was already up, and I got up and I walked around and everybody was still sleeping. The blinds were closed, and I just went into my grandmother's mode, like, wait a minute, get up. The day is not over. It is just starting. There is something that you need to do. Get to doing it. And she has made over $100 in the last week in her new business. So I just want to give a plug out.
Awesome.
Great.
For starting her business. So
that is awesome news.
That is great news.
Thank you for sharing that.
Very good.
Now, was she the one that was working out with you on the video recently?
Yes, that's my youngest daughter. She's 14 years old.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Hey, I was impressed with those planks she was doing too.
Right.
Ew. So anyway, moving on. Sharon, any last tidbits that we may have missed?
Other than, you know, we need y'all to survive. You know what I mean? Do what you're supposed to do. Stay, you know, healthy, washing your hands and all that great stuff. You can find everything in terms of Urban Trendsetters on urbantrendsetters.com. Right now, you can go and list your business again in the spirit of supporting each other. I have a business directory on there. I opened it up so you don't have to pay anything. Just go and list your business so you get a free business listing. And again, you can afford to advertise and market your business. We will make it, between us on here, we can make it affordable, okay, for you to advertise and market your business. And like Kevin said, we're out here. We just need to know where you are. Yeah. And if you have some information that the nation needs to know or needs to participate in, let me know so we can get it up.
Outstanding. Thank you once again for that. And then Gayle.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
I need them to know they can watch you, ColumbusBlack.com, coming up on Thursdays on UTSTV. And even though he's in Columbus, I've tried to make him change that name, y'all. He won't do it for me. So even though it is in Columbus and it's coming out of Columbus, I'm sure he will talk to you if you're coming from somewhere else.
Absolutely.
That's Absolutely. It. And my daughter too went vegan on me. Jesus.
Okay.
So I have been staying at her house trying. I feel like I'm in the health fit camp. But she also started T-shirts and doing some vegan stuff, and it's been great. So between her and Tanya, I'm gonna be fabulous when this is over.
Absolutely.
Outstanding.
That's good stuff. A little teamwork going on there for you.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Speaking of teamwork and making the dream work, we're going to take it on to Gayle. Gayle, anything?
Yes, thank you so much. I do want to talk about both. Al talked about getting out to vote, and Sharon talked about any national platform. So I just have to take this opportunity to talk about the census, because the census is critical for our community. It determines how much money we get for hospitals, for Medicaid, Medicare, for school lunches, for WIC, women, infants, and children. It determines what we get for our parks, for our roads, our transportation. And so it is very critical for us to encourage everyone, you know, to take the census. Our numbers are down now as compared to 2010. And so we've got to get those numbers up, because the monies that we get for the census impact our community more than anyone else. Right. And so it's real easy. It takes about 6 minutes. You go to 2020census.gov, take the census, put it on your Facebook sites, please, so that people in your circles can take the census. That's critical. And so the other thing I want to close with is that, you know, during this time that we're all home together with our families and spending more time than we typically do, I just want to remind us to remember it's all about love. And it really is, even though we're grinding, because we do grind in our businesses. Yes, I find myself on the computer more than I was previously, but finding that time and using this time to connect with your families, connect with your loved ones. While we may not be able to get to them personally. We've got FaceTime, we've got Zoom, we've got the phone. Reach out to your family and your dear friends, and just remember, we've got to bring more love into our nation, because there's a lot of hate out here, and the only thing that's going to change that is love. So I want to close with that.
That is outstanding. I think we will take that love that she just gave. Now the thing is, we got to give it back, right? We got to give that love back. I see love. I see hearts out there.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
Yes.
So, awesome. Well, listen, I couldn't be more pleased than I am right now with having you all on the show. I really, really appreciate you all taking the time. And now we'll leave it up for people to do their part, which is to reach out to you all, leverage your services. We'll obviously continue to share this type of great information out to the community. I want to thank everybody for their support of ColumbusBlack.com. What I didn't talk about that I should have spoken about a little earlier is MYLE. That's MYLE, stands for Make Your Life Entertaining. That is our social activity and entertainment platform. So right now, in the midst of all of this, where we can't go out to events, there are a ton of virtual events in our new online and virtual events category on MYLE. You will be amazed at the cool things that you, your family, and your friends can do and check things out right through your device. So go to MYLE and check it out today, right? Because no matter what, we still work hard to make your life entertaining, right? So with that being said, we're going to wrap up in our normal fashion like I do with my Columbus Black on Blast. In order to be more successful in your future, you need to understand a little bit more about your past. That's the reason why I just put this amazing group of entrepreneurs on blast. And on that note, I'm going to wrap up as I always do. And Sharon, you've seen this a million times.
I love it. I miss it. Peace out.
Peace out.
Have a blessed one. And lots of love, y'all. Lots of love.
Love y'all.
Love.
Later, y'all.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.